All right, welcome. This is actually going to be a very short video demonstrating the result templates and how to utilize them. Okay. All right, without wasting much of your time, because I know some of you are already professionals with these templates, but for the sake of others and for the fact that we all have to be on the same page, I am just going to do a very short video. Okay. All right, let's take the course result sheet, the one that individual lecturers are going to be submitting as per the number of courses that they are taking to their departmental coordinators. As you can see, this is the result template here for individual courses. So we are just going to be entering, all right, the fill in the first field here, the first section of this form, which is everything about the course, the semester, department, the code, the session, and the level. Okay, so I'm going to practically demonstrate that so we can just see how it works out for us. Okay. All right, the course title, let's assume it's microbial ecology. Okay, then the semester, sorry, I need to adjust this. Okay, just adjust that to cover up the semester. Let's say it's first semester. All right, then the department, of course, if I am correct, that should come from the microbiology. Oh, sorry, biological sciences. Okay, just to adjust that, let's assume that the course code is bio 201. That's an assumption, just that bit. Then the level, that's a level for the students, right? 200 levels, for instance. So going to adjust that bit. All right, sorry, the 200 level is not really showing. Okay, then the session of which this result is meant for, let's say 218/219 session. All right, so we have now imputed all details for the first field. Sorry, this just okay, for the first section of this template, we have just given all of the details, and so now we'll move into the second section, which is the actual results section. All right, the actual results section. Let's assume that the first student, the first result of the student is going to be let me just bring in a dummy result. All right, let's say our first student there is Nkang Daniel. Of course, Nkang, let's say my VC, that should be a very brilliant student, right? Having an A there. Okay, as you know, continuous assessment is over 30, exams is over 70. The total should give you 100 marks. Okay, and we are going to be grading from A to F. So this student, the name Nkang Daniel, this is the track number or the matric number, as the case may be, scored 27 in the continuous assessment, 52 in their exams, and the total of this, that's the sum of the continuous assessment and the exams, should give us 79, and 79 on our grading legend. Okay, if you look into the grading legend, there is it falls between the A grade. Okay, the A grade, so that student scored A, and the remark there should be passed. Okay, now let's assume that we have 4 other students in this same course, so I'm just going to add some dummy results. All right, so for the students, making it a total of 5 students. All right, the second student is obviously Akpabuyo Peterson. This sounds familiar, like my boss Anyway, that should also be a very brilliant student. Continuous assessment 25, exams 45, total is 70, and A student, of course. The remark there is pass. The third student, Oru John E. I don't know about this one. This is the track number, continuous assessment 7, result, exams 21, total 28, and that's a fail. F, you can see the remark there. As number 4 here, Ngozi Blessing. This sounds like my register, right? Anyway, this shouldn't be her. Track records, track number, continuous assessment, and so on and so forth. All right, so this is a more simple template to use. Once you have imputed the results, all you have to do is to move on to the bottom of that result page and impute the summary of this result. How many students scored A? Okay, so you have to go back to the top, look at it. Well, A, we have just 2, right? So 2 students. How many students score B? We have just 1 here, right? Just 1. So you have to go back down to impute that 1. And how many students score a C? Yeah, just 1 as well. So we are going to have 1 for C. Any D? No D right there, so that is 0 actually. How about E? No E, of course, so that's 0. And F, we have just 1 student scoring an F, so that's 1 there. Okay, 1. So the total number of students in this, or students in that class, is obviously 5. So we're just going to impute 5 into that column. All right, so at a glance, any body looking at this script will see that we have a total number of students, 5 students. 2 scored an A, 1 B, 1 C, no D and E, 1 scored an F. And of course, the course lecturer should write his or her name right here, and then sign around here and write the date. Okay, that's basically all about this result template. Is pretty much a simple result template that I am sure any lecturer can manipulate. Okay. All right, you are now looking into the master result sheet, which is obviously meant for coordinators of programs. This is what they are going to be using to collate the individual results gathered from the lecturers. Okay, all courses for the students will be entered into this master result sheet. It is the hardest of all the result templates that we have, and that means as a coordinator you really need to pay attention to this so you don't make mistakes with it. Okay, now rule number 1, you must not work on the original copy of this template that has been sent to you, and that is why we sent it to your departmental email, so you can always download from there and use them whenever you find problems with anyone that you are working with. Now, rule number 2 is that this result template can only take 10 students at a time. All right, do not impute results more than 10. Okay, don't impute more than 10 student results on this template. Okay, we will look into other rules as we proceed, but let me just briefly explain what this result template is all about. Now, the first portion of this result template is the details of the department, the faculty, the department, the session, the semester, the degree in view, and the level. It is the job of every coordinator to impute these details. All right. For instance, if you are in chemical sciences, you have to delete all of these, just delete them and impute the correct details in this template. Now, you can see some acronyms here that have been placed on top of this template. The first one, TGP, which is total grade points. The second one, TCU, total credit units. The third one, GPA, which is grade point average. They have been used in the body of this template, so you will understand why, what they actually mean. Then here we have the grading legend, which of course I am sure you understand how this works, how it is used. The grade intervals, the grades, and the grade points. Okay, All right, now I'm going to also take some time to explain the internal working mechanism of this template. Aside from the serial numbers of the students, you must understand that each student has three columns to him to themselves. All right, three columns. The first student here has the first three columns. Okay, beginning from where you have the number there, just count 1 2 3. The second student 1 2 3, that's it. So in a row you can only work with 30 columns. Okay, all right, the track number as it is and the name you have to impute there respectively, just where you have the number. Okay, just where you have the number, that is where you impute that. Now up here, the first row right here are the course codes, only course codes. For instance, we have imputed some dummy course codes here. They are GSS 101, GSS 121, and so on and so forth. Those are dummy course codes just to demonstrate this purpose. Then the second row that you see up here is the credit units, and we have imputed some dummy credit units here for the corresponding courses. Okay, it's just a demonstration. You have to change that whenever you are imputing your own results. Then the third one here, which is right here, it is blank. You will notice that it is blank. Always ensure they are blank whenever you want to work on them or work with them. Okay, they are blank. All right, that row is for the students total score. Okay, all right, let's practically do a demonstration here to reflect how to use this result template. Let me bring in the former result that we did for the course lecturers. I'll just bring it up. Okay, just right there. Let me try to adjust my screen so it fits in. All right, you can see that. Remember, our first student in that grading sheet is Nkang Daniel with this track number. This is the continuous assessment exams, the total score A, and the remark there is pass. Now we are going to impute that field. Come to where you have the serial number. I have said that before. That is where you are going to impute the name. You can double click on it. Remember the name, Nkang Daniel. I'm just going to type that. Nkang Daniel. All right. What's the track number? Just go back, confirm. It's RJU 19005. I'm going to type that. RJU 19005. Okay. Now you need to know the course that you are imputing result, collating result for this student. First, let's collect result for GSS 101. The credit unit is 3, or let me just change it so you know it is not fixed. Let's change it to just delete that, double click on it. Let's change it to credit unit 2. Let's say 2. So I'm going to impute what did it score in GSS 101. Let me see that. Let's assume this result here is for GSS 101. Okay, so I'm going to impute what is called the total score. This is what you'll be imputing, not this one. You are not imputing that. You're imputing the total score 79. So I'm going to click here and add 79. Okay, once you impute the total score, you click anywhere within the body of this document, you are going to see the total grade point, and you are going to see the multiplication of the credit unit and the total grade point. So just click anywhere. That has been automated. All right. Okay, so for the second course, which is GSS 121 with credit unit of 2, what did Nkang Daniel score? You need to look into the lecturer's result, then impute the grade. Okay, let's say Nkang Daniel scored 62. So once you click on the next column, you are going to see the total grade points is going to change. Those details are automated already. So the third one, what did it score? Let's impute 56. Let's just keep imputing a random, assuming that we know the credit unit and the courses already. So we're just going to be imputing random scores. 78. Let's put 56. Next one, 65. 32. Okay, Let's say the next one is 58. Okay, then the last one, let's say the last one, there are no carryover courses, is 71. Okay, so the next part here is that after you've imputed all of those results details right here, the score, the last two columns here are not your job. It has been automated already. It will just keep giving those figures. Okay, all right, so you have to add up the total, the credit unit, all of this. This is where you have to do the manual calculation yourself. This is not done it's not automated. Okay, so you have to add up that. So let's add up right now. 2 plus 2, that is 4, plus 2, that is 6, plus 2, that is 8, plus 2, that is 11, plus 2, this is 13, plus 2, this is 15, plus 3, that is 18, and plus another 3, this is 21. So you are going to write in the total credit unit there right here as 21. Okay, that's total credit unit. You're going to change that to 21. Okay, remember that he didn't take any of this, so you are going to delete those ones. There's nothing there. So we have 21 credit unit. You can see once you key in the credit unit, the grade point average, the GPA, is going to automatically reflect itself. You have no work to do there. So your job as a coordinator is just simply to impute the course codes. All right, impute the course codes, impute the student's name. All right, impute the student's overall score per courses, then add. Okay, you have to manually add the credit units, manually add all of those credit units. Once you have done that, write the total of what you have here, and you will see that the grade point will automatically reflect itself. For instance, if I change this total credit unit now, you have to just watch and see how the grade point is going to change. Okay, let's change it to 25. Okay, as I click elsewhere, the total grade point here is going to change. Can you see that now? 3.0. Okay, so you need to be very careful. Just make sure you have the correct total grade point, and this is the job of the exams and records. The exams and records are going to be authenticating. They are going to be checking to be sure that the results coming from the department are in order, that the correct thing has been done. Okay, all right, so that's basically all in this one. You are going to obviously do the same thing to every other student. The next student, you are going to enter right here the name of the student, the track number, the individual grades as per the courses. All right, if the student is taking a carryover, you are going to add those carryover courses right here and record it for that student, then calculate the total credit unit for that student and write it right here. Okay, once you do that, I think the job is done. It is pretty much easy, and trust me, as long as you continue to do that, you are going to master it, and it will be very difficult for you to make those mistakes. Okay, all right, finally, let's see the outstanding courses here, right here. What do you need to write here? For instance, let's say this student had, you can see 0 here. That means the student failed the course, or return back to the master grading sheet, sorry, to the course grading sheet, and see, once the student fails that course, once you see an F on that course, just simply go back to the this spreadsheet. You are going to make a remark for that student. Okay, and the remark here should be to retake. Right, to retake or receipt, as the case may be. Receipt, what is the course code here? That's 0 right here. You can see GSS 102. Okay, so you are going to write there receipt GSS 102. If there are other course codes, other courses that the student failed, just put a comma and say, put the course code, let's say TUD 874. If there's another one, just put a comma and say TFT341, as the case may be. Okay, once you do that, anytime you're checking, or you need to, the student will know the number of courses they have to receive. Okay, that's carryover. All right, so that's basically all in this demonstration. At the end of it, once you're done with the entire student, the examination officer, of course, I am sure you are acting in that capacity for now, is going to sign and write the date, and of course you are going to sign and write the date. If there is an examination officer before then, I am sure those signatures will be properly fitted here. Then the dean of the faculty as well will also sign here, and the results, of course, should be submitted to the dean. It is the dean of faculty who will now present this overall result to Senate for approval. Once it is approved, copies are going to be distributed to the registry. The registrar should have one and hand it over to the exams and records for appropriate documentation and preparation of transcript. Okay. All right, just a quick one here. Remember that this master result sheet can only take 10 students per page. All right, remember that 10 students per page. That means if you have more than 10 students, you are definitely going to need more than a page, more than one sheet. Okay, now how do you go about creating extra sheets? For instance, for some of the templates that we have sent to you, you are going to see an extra sheet, and if the information in that extra sheet is not what you actually wanted, simply right click on that extra sheet page, delete it. The dialog box, confirmation box will come up, delete it from there. Now you have just one sheet, okay, which is the first one of your first 10 students. Now how do you go about creating the next sheet? Just look down again, you will see a little box there, little icon there that you have to click on. Hit it with your right button, and a new page will come up. This is a blank new page, nothing is written on it at all. Okay, you can go back to your first sheet, this one here. Come up here to your right, your left extreme. All right, left extreme, close to the A alphabet there. Just left click on it to select all the entire document. This is where you have to do it. If you hit that button, hit your mouse around that area, you'll be able to select the entire the entire document. Now right click right there and click copy. Once you have selected copy, move on to your next new page, which is this one here. Right there again, click paste. Now you have been able to replicate that's your first page. You have a whole new page right now. So what you need to do is to change the number here. Remember, your first page ended with 10, so here you will start from 11, and next one is what? 12. Next one is 13, 14, 15, and so on. So this is how you are going to keep doing it until you arrive at brand new pages that satisfies or meets the content of your class. You are also going to be changing all of the scores and maybe the credit unit, as the case may be. Okay, anyway, that's just a quick one. I am sure you'll be able to take it up from there. Thank you. Okay, finally you are looking into the template for the students. Okay, for the individual student, the results that will be kept in the student file at both the departmental levels and the exams and records, and also there will be email to the parents of the students. Okay. All right, this template is to be completed also by the by the departmental coordinators as they prepare the broadsheet, the automated broadsheet. They simply impute result per individual student into this sheet as well. Okay, once they have imputed, they have to send it across to exams and records for sending to parents for immediate transmission to parents. Okay. All right, this is also another simple one. I don't need to waste much of time here. In this template, the coordinators must ensure it is the appropriate session. In this case, we have 2018-2019 academic session, and also ensure that it is the correct semester. If it is first or second, you can always correct that. Okay, just simply type the appropriate, delete what you have, what is wrong there, and type the correct thing. All right, the next thing is to impute the name of the student. For instance, we used we have used Nkang Daniel. All right, so let's just be consistent with that. The department here, we used biological sciences. Okay, logical sciences. All right, let me just adjust this a bit. Okay, anyhow, you can actually arrange that. Let's say it's a 200 level student. Then the matric number we had used, let me see if I can find that as well. Yeah, just go back to the broadsheet to look at those records. Aju 19005. We just want to make sure that everything tallies. Okay, so Aju 19005. Sorry, that's just a dummy matric number. It is not what is obtainable in this school. Okay, then you have to type the faculty of which this result is coming from. And here, I am sure this is the faculty of natural and applied sciences. Okay, all right, so you are going to enter the individual result for this student based on what you have in the broadsheet. What you have in here. Okay, all of this, you are going to enter the individual result for the student. So moving into that student page. All right, you are going to write the course code. Let's say the first one, which is GSS 101, and I am sure you will know what that course is. Since you are the coordinator, you did the course allocation, you are going to know what GSS 101 is. Let's assume GSS 101 is use of English. Okay, move on to the student's template. GSS 101, use of English. Just going to include that. That's it. GSS 101, use of English. The credit unit is 2. You can also always confirm that. Just make sure what you are doing is in tandem with what you have in the broadsheet. That's the credit unit. There is 2. Okay, it's 2. Back to the template again. What is the grade? What did the student score? If you can go into the lecturer's script, or even back to the template, 79, and you know that it's an A grade. All right, it's an A grade, so you're just going to impute A there. Okay, what's the grade point for A? Actually, that is 5. You should know all of that. It's as easy as that. Then for other courses, you are going to do the same thing. Let me just simply put a dummy result there. For other courses, dummy results, just this. Okay, I'm trying to get this. Other courses, just in add dummy results, then look for the grades as they are in the broadsheet and in the lecturer's results. B, let's say this is B, this is 4 point, this is F, this is 0, sorry, this is 0, this is D, okay, let's say C, this is 3, okay, and so on and so forth. Once you are able to do that, you're actually going to move into the grade point into the broadsheet as well to look for the total grade point, which is here. You will see the total grade point for that student is what? 75. So you simply move into that student page again, impute 75, and the total credit unit is also in the broadsheet. Total credit unit right there is what? 21. So you move on back again into the student result. 21, right? Then what about the cumulative grade point average? You go back to your broadsheet, you are going to see that is it. Let's say actually this is a first semester result, so it shouldn't be cumulative grade point average. It's going to be a grade point what? Average. So the grade point average here is what? 3.57. okay, 3.57. So I'm just going to right here 3.57. okay, that's it. Once you have imputed all of that, you have added all of the grades here. Okay, let me just pick all of that. Sorry, we are repeating what is there, just for the sake of this presentation. Okay, all right, so let's say you have imputed all of that. There is nothing else for you to do. All you need to do now is to save this template with the name of the student. Simply copy the name of the student, You can do a Control S or just save as. Okay, save as. You can do a save as. Save as. Your dialog box should pop up. Then simply save it in your preferred location. For me, in my desktop or on my desktop, I'm going to the name of the student, Nkang Daniel, and I click save. So once I go to my desktop, that result is there for onward forwarding or transmission to exams and records. Okay, that's just it. Nothing more to this. Nothing more. You are not signing any signatures here. Nothing. You're only transmitting what you have in the broadsheet. Okay, to the student's result template. And that is just it. Okay. All right, thanks for watching. I am sure this presentation has clearly demonstrated how to use all of these templates and also the procedures for submission of results. If you have questions or contributions whatsoever, please feel absolutely free for us to discuss this and have a perfect template and have our results intact so that we will not have variations of any sort. Thanks again. I'll be waiting for your comments or contributions. Bye bye.